This episode of MMA Nuts is brought to you by GoDaddy.com, 99cent.com with code MMA Nuts 99. Save 30% off new orders with code MMA Nuts 30. Protect-A-Bed, shield your mattress and pillows from allergens, dust mites, and moisture. Save 20% off with code MMA Nuts. Eve Mattress, the award-winning luxury mattress, save 60 pounds off with code MMAN60EVE. Comp and Save, ink toner and printer accessories, get $5 off 10 with code MMA5X10. Defense Soap, used by more champions in more countries than any other brand. Save 15% off with code MMA Nuts. Hey fans, it's MMA Nuts, episode 325.
325!
My name is Ingo Weigold.
Matt Griffith, MMA Show, by MMA fans, for MMA fans. We're walking the line between serious and ridiculous. What's happening? Ching! Bing! Boom! Bing! You ricochet rabbiting over there? Like, I don't know. The fuck's that? I don't know. It's a cartoon. Don't do drugs and go, drugs are bad.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know what to say to you, man. The world's gone mad.
Why?
Shit's going crazy in the world.
It's totally normal. I don't know what you're talking about.
Birds' heads are falling off.
What? Well, quit snapping them then.
You don't remember Dumb and Dumber?
No.
Remember? He was like, our birds' heads are falling off. He goes, just when I thought you couldn't possibly get any dumber, you've gone and redeemed yourself like this.
Totally redeemed yourself.
That's right. I need to watch that movie again. That was. I don't know if it holds time. You think?
I don't know. You know what? I've watched some stupid movies recently. We were talking about like, what do you do at the end of the night? I get into these modes of watching very stupid movies. That happens on a day. That's morning and night. But that's besides the point. He made a motion of beating off for all you audio listeners. But I was watching Austin Powers. I fucking hated that movie the first few times I watched it. I don't even know which one.
Yeah, baby, swing.
And then I watched it again the other day, and I was fucking actually laughing. Like, what is happening? I watched this when it came out. I thought it was the dumbest fucking movie ever.
Yes.
Oh, I know what happened.
Yeah, I know what happened too.
But it wasn't. It was after. It wasn't while I was. It was just I had started doing it.
See?
You can figure that out, kids.
Yes. It opens up pathways.
Add some natural supplements to your life.
Neural pathways have been channeled.
Things have opened up. The things that weren't funny are actually funny.
That's right.
Anyway, UFC on Fox 23 results recap. What do you want to talk about first, Ingo? Let's talk about the heavyweights.
I'm depressed, man. That's what I want to talk about.
Was that your overall feeling?
Depression.
I feel it.
I literally, after the Cerrone fight, turned off the television and had to take a moment of silence. You want to talk about heavyweights? We thought this is how this shit was going to go down.
It's not surprising.
It doesn't surprise me at all. Didn't surprise you. Nobody out there thought Arlovski was going to not get knocked out. But it's like, dude, I mean, how many times are you going to go into a fight and do the same thing? That's I mean, straight in, straight out. The air jab.
It's everything we
like, dude. And he's throwing punches from like Utah to fucking New York.
And it's not even close, though. It's like hitting the guy in the shoulder. And
yes.
He lands something. I don't know if it was the left hook and then a right uppercut, but it's the same Arlovski, and he goes down the same way. And I think whoever was commentating, I think Stan or maybe Cormier, one of the two were talking about the fight afterwards. He doesn't even roll the pull guard anymore. He just turtles and covers up. It's like the fight is over.
He doesn't want any.
And it's funny because my daughter was down here, youngest daughter's down here with me, and it comes out, I'm like, hey, this guy used to train, he would coach us a couple times at the gym we were at. I'm like, he's going to get knocked the fuck out, just watch. Oh, he got knocked out. How'd you know that? I'm like, it kind of happens these days. So he's lost 4 in a row, and I want to say it's all 4, KO losses? Or not KO losses,
right
but
now.
He's got 10 losses by KO or TKO right now. He had this stretch before where I think he lost 4 in a row, but then he went on a run.
3 knockouts and 1 submission.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That's horrible. 10
total in his career now, KO/TKO.
Yeah. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 of them came within the last 3 years.
And we're talking, these are heavyweight KOs too.
Yeah.
You know, think about like the Fedor KO.
You shut him off.
Right.
Like, off.
Right.
Like murdered him for a minute.
Yes.
And he came back, but I'm in fear for his safety at this point, and I don't think they're doing him any favors either. They're putting him in there against guys who are just murderers. This dude is a fucking killer.
Right, and if that's 4 in a row, where do you put Arlovski? Well, so I'll ask you this first. Do you think he should retire?
Yes, please. For his own health, yes.
But say he doesn't, he wants to continue fighting. Do you think the UFC is better off cutting him at this point?
Yes. Well, I don't know what he gets paid, and I didn't check the numbers on that, but
I don't know if it's come out yet, but I'm sure it's, I would just say minimum 200,000, if not more of it. Arlovski, I'd probably put at 300,000 would be my guess. Former UFC heavyweight champ, they can always bill off at that.
But the thing is all right, he's had the fights with Barnett, Overeem, Frank Mir, Bigfoot. I mean, these are bigger names in the heavyweight division. He hasn't fought like the Canes or the looking back here. Who else is up there?
Well, the problem is the heavyweight division. He hasn't fought Mark Hunt, but
we don't want that.
we might want that
fight.
We might want that.
They don't want that fight. Mark
The
Hunt wants
Thunder
that fight.
from Down Under.
Mark Hunt will take that all day.
I know.
But Arlovski, I don't think Arlovski wants that.
But if the UFC cuts him, is he gonna go away gracefully, or is he gonna end up in Bellator?
Yes,
because
he'll
I
go to
feel
Bellator.
like if he goes to Bellator, I feel like he could still be successful. Because I feel like he still has some skills.
Yes,
whether I mean, he's not, in my opinion, he's not growing, right? You know, like you just said, he shows up, he does the same thing every fight now.
Yep.
And he's ending up on the losing end of every one of these. So if he goes to Bellator, can he make a run? Who else is there? Mitrione? Does he get a rematch? You know what? I would actually put my money. If you put him against Fedor right now, I would put my money on Arlovski.
Probably. And you know what? I'd pay to see that. I think that's a good move for him because the competition level's a little lower. Mitrione. That's interesting, too, because he's fighting Fedor coming up.
Yeah,
so
and I think Mitrione actually will win that one.
I agree. It'll be interesting.
Yeah.
Maybe by knockout even. So, I think what is it? They don't cut him just to keep him from going to Bellator, or do they really care?
But that's where I feel the UFC needs to have a heart at some point. And I feel ever since they sold themselves,
have no heart, man.
They sold themselves to the
gone.
devil. There's no heart left.
It's gone.
We'll talk about that later, but man, you gotta
have heart.
You gotta have heart. You gotta respect the veterans of the sport. And you know, if it's Chuck Liddell, they would have said, "You're done fighting, and here's a cushy UFC job that you can have for a little bit until a new company comes in, buys you, and then fires you." Because people are just meat. We don't give a fuck.
Right.
We chew you up and spit you out. That might be bubblegum. I don't know if it's meat. But we'll see what happens with Arlovski. So Ngannou, 10-1, 5-0 in the UFC, has finished all 5 of his fights. 4 of those were in the first round. And here's a question for you. Is he a freak athlete? And I say that because, and I want to ask this, is that a racist question? Because
No.
if you ask Tyron Woodley, is he, or if you say that about him, he's a freak athlete. That's racist. I'm a hard worker.
No,
Not a freak athlete.
I think he's very technical. He's very gifted physically. And actually, you said you did say he was finished 5 fights, but career-wise, every single fight
in
he's
the
won.
UFC.
I'm just want to make it clear that this guy is a fucking killer. 6 knockouts and 4 submissions. He only got 1 loss, which was his second fight. He lost by decision. So I mean, this guy's a murderer.
Yeah.
He's 30 years old in the heavyweight division. That's like being 18.
I know.
You know? He has a
super
potential.
prime right now.
Yes. In the next 4 or 5 years, he could be champ and then some. So Arlovski don't need these fights. This is not good. No.
Maybe this is another, like you do the BJ Penn versus Yair Rodriguez. You're doing your Andrei Arlovski versus Francis Ngannou just to have him beat someone who was a champion at one point. So he just raises his own status just a little bit. Just a little bit.
They got to cut him. 4 losses in a row, knockouts like crazy. Let him go to Bellator. Let him, if he wants to. I don't know if he still does he still want to fight? But they said, I was reading some stuff. He had one of his best training camps. He looked sharp according to his camp. I mean, I don't know if that's bullshit or what, but you know, it's like he apparently was doing well in training. So what does that say? I don't know.
Well, against who though? Who is he training against? And Are they pushing him? I don't know. I almost feel like he needs to leave.
Jackson?
Yeah, just to get another look, because it's the same guy every fight, not evolving. If you're going to be, whatever, 30, top end of the 30s in age,
38,
you know?
Yeah. But he strikes me as the kind of guy who would go somewhere and they tell him to do some shit, and then he'd get frustrated if it doesn't work right away, and then he'd be like, no. Like, you want me to train here? Like, I've been doing this a long time. Like, I'm going to do it this way. And I'll listen to you some, but this is what I do. So I wonder if there's a lot of that. And then if you're a trainer like Jackson's, you go, okay, well, all right, man, I'll try to work with it, but, you build rapport there. But there hasn't been evolution. It's even back to the Brett Rogers, Fader, you name it, whatever, in, out, jab,
It's the same thing, and it's always the question of, is his shin going to hold up? That's always a question in every one of his fights. And when you have 4 losses in a row, something isn't working. It's not always who you're fighting. It's what are you doing?
Yep.
And I don't think it's age per se. I think there's still some skill there. I just feel the level, like we're saying, the level of the UFC is just higher than where he's at right now.
Mm-hmm.
If he wants to continue fighting, I think Bellator is the place to be. Or I don't know if World Series of Fighting is in existence anymore. I think he had a fight or two maybe under there against Rumble Johnson. Didn't work out.
Broke his jaw broken in that
right?
one, yeah.
So
the rough road being an Arlovski. He could
tough
just
fight.
retire too.
He could, but I don't think he will. It's tough.
Yeah.
If you're a fighter, that's what you know. Unless you have another plan for yourself after fighting. And then what's next for Ngannou? He said he wants to fight Cain Velasquez.
That's a little too much too soon.
I don't know.
But
Cain's pretty injured. He's damaged goods right now. There might not be a bad call out. I don't know when Cain's coming back. I literally think Cain never fights again. What's the over under on that?
We talked about this.
Do you think he fights again?
No, I don't know, man.
I'm
not sure on that. Yeah, he's like the Unbreakable. Remember that Samuel Jackson movie where he's the superhero, but he's like made of glass? You ever see that?
No.
The M. Night Shyamalan movie. Bruce Willis was in it. You never saw that?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, every time he fall down, he break every bone. He's like a anti-superhero dude.
Nice.
It's a pretty good movie. It's been a while since I've seen it, but that is Cain Velasquez.
True.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about Donald Cowboy Cerrone versus Jorge Masvidal.
We not?
Well, I want to ask you this: was there super bad blood between these two? Because after the fight, Masvidal was kind of herky-jerky.
Yeah, he was yapping at him too.
What are you doing?
I don't know.
Who? And it seems like Cowboy rubs a lot of people the wrong way for some reason.
We had called out. Was it directly called him out or indirectly or the whole division saying bring it kind of shit, right? So maybe that is that. Maybe there was some of that like you think you're so bad kind of shit. Look at you now, motherfucker.
So what were your thoughts on this fight?
Well, it's similar to the game plan sucked. I don't know what the fuck they were doing. Why is he standing in boxing range with this dude? Why? I mean, that's where dude, you saw Masvidal's progression the last few fights. He's turned himself completely around from like a decision dude to like a murderer. Yeah. Why are you boxing with this dude? And where are the combinations? He was been throwing a lot of combinations the last few fights. I saw him doing like a lot of 1-2. That's not working. You need like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. More up, down, left, right. Where was the low, the high, the mid, all over the place? What was going on? Is his head not in this fight or what?
Did he look a little BJ Penn-esque when he fought Frankie Edgar for the third time? Did you notice Cowboy standing a little more erect than normal?
Maybe.
Is that the BJ Penn influence?
Could be.
I don't know. He looked like he was standing up more straight than normal to me, which was weird.
Yeah, I don't know. He just something was off.
I will say this: he had that look in his eye that he wasn't mentally there when he walked in the octagon. I looked at him. Oh no! This is that one time.
Yeah.
You could tell. It's just mentally he's not there, and I hate when we talk about this when a guy loses a fight because it's always like, did the other guy have an awesome performance, or was it the guy that just didn't show up? Like, where are we at here? And I feel like we had a little bit of both here.
Yeah, well, they said that they changed up Cerrone's training camp, where at the tail end of camp, he'd go down to Mexico, right, and chill out a little bit.
Well, it was working for like his previous fights.
Yeah, but the dude's at a concert the night before doing his thing. I get it. He lives his life or whatever. I don't know, like, you know, coming out, I know he, okay, let me ask you this question.
Yep.
Did you think the fight was over between round 1 and 2?
It was over.
So why
Herb
did
Dean fucked that up.
Why did they let him continue? Because dude, you could see it in his eyes. He was not there.
Well, that's the other thing. Well, there's a couple problems here because one, Herb Dean stepped in early, right before the bell, and he's waving the fight off. He's waving the fight off, and he's like, no, it's the end of the round. But then, why at the end of the round is Donald Cowboy Cerrone corner able to come over and physically help him back to his corner? How is that? How is the fight not over at that point?
I don't know. Is there a rule against that?
Yes, you shouldn't be able to carry your fucking fighter back to the corner. He's like literally out on his feet. They bring him back to the corner. Greg Jackson's telling him, listen, we are not losing in Colorado. We are not losing.
Yes, you are.
Like, what are we doing? We're not losing. Or he asked him something.
He said, you got to move your head, Cowboy. He's like, and he's like, He's like, do you understand what I'm telling you? Yes. He's like,
Like, what did I say? I gotta move my head. Out. He's out.
No clue where the fuck he was. Yeah. And
I got a problem with that.
I would say it's slightly, what do you want to call that? Malpractice on Greg Jackson's part to send him back out there.
Yes, because the fight is over. He should have just thrown the fucking towel.
Listen, there's no way.
Why are you sending him back out?
He gets up and he has that same look on his face, even worse than when he fought Diaz in that between the second and third round.
The same exact thing happened.
It was like you could saw Masvidal was like, all right, motherfucker.
Didn't Masvidal say something like,
yes,
like I got you,
I got your ass, yeah. And Cowboy's like, I don't know where the fuck I am right now.
No.
Like I don't know what's going on. So I got a problem with a lot of things that happened in that fight. Herb Dean usually on point. I don't know what the fuck he's doing.
No, he fucked that up.
Yes.
The fight was over then and there.
And then he can't get up, like you said. And then I have a big problem with Greg Jackson being the seasoned as he is, sending that guy back out there when he knows that dude is not okay to go fight. He's not. He's knocked out. He got knocked out.
And the corner carried him back to the stool, like right then and there.
Yes.
The doctor comes in and asks him, "Are you all right?" Right before he's about to fight for the second round.
Forward.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
Glassed over.
Oh yes.
Like, what the fuck is the point of that? If you're the doctor, you have the opportunity to stop a fight right then and there. If you're not going to do your job, get the fuck out of the octagon. Don't even come in.
I agree. So could have saved him a lot. So it's a sad thing. It seems like, once again, Cowboy Cerrone, either mentally or some cosmic reason, gets into a big fight. This fight was I think he wins this fight, he gets a title shot.
And I think that's the problem. I think sniffing distance of a title, he needs to stay away. There's something... There's some mental hiccup with Cowboy where anytime he gets close to the title, he just sabotages himself. Whatever it is, he doesn't want it.
We call it the Michael Bisping syndrome?
No, because he has the title.
But it took him a while.
So Cowboy needs it on short notice against a guy who's super cocky and doesn't give a fuck.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's what we need.
I don't feel like he's going to get it.
Probably not.
Although Tyron Woodley's super cocky.
He is.
That might be racist.
It's all racist.
Anything you say.
He's everything about Tyron
He's
Woodley
very sensitive.
Dude, he's like, it must be all the weight sensitive. Cutting. He's like partial woman or something. He's so like...
His estrogen level, you got to get your levels in check. I feel like his estrogen level is so high, I can't even stand up. It's high.
Oh my God, you can't say anything to that guy. I don't know.
It'll all work out.
It's a sad story. Please let's get out of this.
Are you sure?
We talk about the main event.
Yes, Juliana Pena versus Valentina Shevchenko.
Oh yes, we got the Russian dancing.
Hey. The pistol.
That was my favorite.
She's a shooter.
Yes, she is.
I'll just tell you this: I feel like Juliana Pena got what was coming to her because she's the one who thought, "I'm the one who's supposed to get the title shot. I'm holding out. Why do I have to fight this woman?" Blah blah blah. Well, karma's a bitch, right?
Yep.
And I don't like the Randy Couture type of style of fight she was trying to employ in this fight. And I think we both talked about this. We're both fast-forwarding through the bullshit. When I see you trying to wall and stall the game, I'm out. I got no time for that.
She's scared of her.
And Shevchenko, it was cool because even though she was getting walled and stalled, she would time it, take her down. Time it, take her down. Little action on the ground. And then finally Shevchenko throws up an armbar, gets it, tries to go belly down, doesn't get it, rolls it over. looks like it extends and
Yeah.
possibly popped. Like, ooh,
Painful.
snap.
Mm-hmm.
Snap.
Got what's coming to her, as you said.
Yeah.
So.
Comeuppance, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't like whatever she was wearing either. I had a problem with that. I feel like if you're a woman, you have to show the abs.
Do you?
Yes. That's how I feel. The men don't wear a shirt. The women obviously have to, but you don't have to wear a full body. It's like you're wearing
Let me
a
stop you
fucking
right
rash
there.
guard.
They do
Ingo.
not have to. It is a pay-per-view. They could choose not to wear top.
Fair enough. But I feel it would be sphincter vision. Then nothing's gonna get done. Everybody in the audience is just gonna start whacking off. It's just gonna be a big cum slide. It's gonna be slivery. People are gonna get injured. There's gonna be necks broken,
man.
lawsuits,
That'd be crazy.
suing. Everyone's gonna get sued and go.
That's all good.
No one. And the only person that's gonna win is Conor McGregor.
That's right.
Guys made out of Teflon. So next for Shevchenko, what do you think? Is it a rematch against Nunes? I think she was calling her out. Nunes came in
Yeah,
a
she
ring.
probably want that. I would say.
I don't even know what to do with Pena. I was like,
She's up and
it's
down,
a
man.
tough one.
She's like that in no man's land territory all the time.
Yes. Maybe blow out another knee, get another surgery.
She has an elbow now, so maybe, elbow knee.
Yep. Then that's it for UFC, whatever. On Fox 23, I want to talk about Bellator 171 very briefly. That's right. Dave Rickels did a mannequin challenge, and he had the entire crowd do it with him, which was pretty impressive for almost 1 minute. So they do a shot of his walk-in, and everyone is fucking not moving. There's one asshole in the crowd or something in the background going like this, clapping.
I didn't see that. How did he manage that?
It's fucking amazing. No one's pulled that off. I don't think everyone or anyone will pull that shit off, ever.
So regarding the mannequin challenge, which I know it's awesome. My daughter, this morning, as a matter of fact, she was talking about the Mexican challenge.
What's this?
And I'm like, I'm listening. I'm like,
something new?
What is this? And
Heard of Mexican standoff.
I'm talking to my son. I'm like, what is she talking about? She goes, Dad, it's the mannequin challenge. I'm like, and my daughter's like, no, it's the Mexican challenge. I go, what is a Mexican challenge?
Yes.
She goes, everybody's like freezing and whatever. And then I
No, pop rock, SA. We're trying to get crazy with SA. Don't you know I'm loco?
Yeah, I was gonna say something racist. I'll stop.
Oh, you can. I may or may not edit it.
I was gonna say, what is the Mexican challenge? What is this, like, fucking jump into a pool? See who can swim across the fastest?
See, now that's racist.
I'm sorry.
That's racist.
Hey, I love Mexican people. I'm only kidding. It's no, but that was the thought that I went through, and I started laughing, and the kids had no
I
idea.
can't even talk to you. I got a drink.
Super racist. Anyways, no, but you had to be there.
Apparently.
We're totally not racist. Maybe a little. But I love the Mexican people. Don't kill me. All right.
I love the Mexican people.
That's right.
Show me
I
the
love the black
money. It's all good.
Yeah, anyways, but
Moving right along to some news.
all right.
What do you got?
Well, you had mentioned earlier about how the UFC has no heart anymore, and this week Mike Goldberg opened up about his situation, and he was very politically correct in a lot of ways.
Was super correct. Almost to the point where it hurt my feelings.
Yes,
I feel like he should have.
Well, seems like a genuinely stand-up guy, and maybe there was some compensation package involved, or
Don't talk about it, and here's $500,000.
whatever it is. Yeah, right. But some things that stood out to me was Dana White apparently never contacted him, and I don't know if that
never
guy,
my friend, Ingo.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Fucking guy.
Either he's so busy he has no time, or he really doesn't value a lot of relationships that are like this. But it's almost like 20 years. It's really crazy.
And it's disgusting on that point. So is what's happening with Dana? Is it the new company coming in and telling them this is what corporate America is like?
Could be.
I feel like this has happened in the past, right?
Yes.
Stitch Duran, Burt Watson, all these other guys. Never my friend. Nobody gets the respect. What do you need to give someone some respect? You got $400 million. You don't have to ever work again. why can't you give the guy just, hey, thanks for all your service, thanks for your 20+ years. I mean, he was there before Zuffa even bought the UFC. Mm-hmm. So can't they give him an inch of respect? I mean, they couldn't even give him a proper send-off on a broadcast.
You know, there's that, and I wonder if perhaps, you know, I know Dana has a lot of good feel-good stories out there about him, but maybe in the business sense, he's just kind of like, fuck it. Like, it's business, man. Maybe he's just very cold in that respect. I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me either, but, you know, I feel bad for Goldberg. He was talking about taking pictures in the octagon. He said there was tears. You know, I could see him and Rogan, you know, hamming it up after, and just, it's a sad thing, and it's a good thing at the same time, you know, moving forward with his life. Maybe he gets other opportunities, but I just don't think it was handled well, and I don't think he does either, but he won't say it. So it's
well,
like,
what does the UFC handle well with anything of late, you know? Seems like everything has gone from bad to worse.
Well, they sold the company for a hell of a lot of fucking money.
Well, and I think they got out at the perfect time. I mean,
Fertitas are like, so nice.
But you gotta have some common decency, right?
Sure.
Someone puts 20 years of work in, you gotta at least give them a thank you, a proper send-off. Hopefully you got a good compensation package. Nobody even knows, right?
Yeah, and I don't know. I don't know what Dana's story is, and maybe this is part of his defense mechanism where he's kind of like, I don't get too close to people because, you know, I got to be in business with them.
20 years.
I understand. I mean, I'm fucking nicer to the person that holds the door for me, you know, at the mall as I'm coming in, than sounds like he's to somebody who's worked for him for almost, you know, 2 decades. It's crazy, but at the same time, I don't know where his head's at with all this.
It's like, here's a perfect example. So, you ever, so I go to Sam's Club a lot, and, you know, you got to bring your cart to your car, and that, you know, I see the guy who's taking care of the carts, and, you know, he's right there shucking all the carts, and, you know, what do I want to do? Am I going to go push my cart 50 yards in the opposite direction, like look at him and like, fuck you, and launch my cart, or am I going to walk it over and hand it to him? I walk it over and hand it to him. Dana White's the guy who's like, fuck you, and he's launching it off 50 yards in the other direction.
Probably.
You know?
Laughing.
There's a right way and a wrong way, and I feel like, I don't know what Dana's problem is, but he does not know how to treat people. Because look at all the other people that have issues dealing with him, and everyone was saying, I have a better relationship working with Lorenzo Fertitta than I do with Dana White.
Yeah, Conor said that.
It's like it's like fist versus like a handshake. Like, let's work things out like this. And I don't know what that is, and I don't know if he's long for the UFC. I feel like he's going to be gone by the end of the year for sure.
Yeah, we talked about that, I think, as a prediction, didn't we say that?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah.
What's his motivation at this point?
I don't know. Maybe
he's not treating people right, and nobody's working well with him. And when you have a problem with Dana, who do they go to now?
No.
We don't know. Nobody, right?
Yeah, it's unfortunate that Goldberg was kind of let go, and it sounds like he was not the only one. There was a couple of other major guys, like 100-some staff members got shit canned. Yeah. I mean, what are you gonna do? Never. What'd you say? Never my fucking friend. Anyways. Right?
Yeah.
Never my friend.
Something like that. But man,
it's,
can you sleep well at night living with that?
I think he sleeps pretty well.
I don't know.
Maybe not.
I don't know if all the money's worth that.
I would say no.
Fucking people over like that.
No, I mean, at the end of the day, yeah, money's great, but relationships. I mean, this is like, I feel like if you have a strong bond with other people in the world, and you kind of you foster those like positive things, it comes back to you. Like if you're fucking shitting on people and just being a dick in general, it's gonna come back to you.
I feel like he's working with the monkey's paw right now.
There you go.
You know, you get you got $360 million, but your entire family got killed.
What happened? Or you lose it all gambling.
Right.
Oops. Sorry, dude.
You got to treat people nicely. I think that's the problem I'm having. I feel it's not getting any better. It's only getting worse.
Mm-hmm. Fighters.
And maybe it'd be better off if he just leaves the company. And I don't like to say that, but I don't.
Rough.
Yeah, I hate to say that. So if you want to talk about the people leaving the UFC and the quality of product. Let's talk about UFC 209. So Tyron Woodley tweeted out the poster for UFC 209, and what do you think about this quality poster that they produced?
This is the finished one?
This is the official one that Tyron Woodley tweeted out to everybody for UFC 209. You ever seen anything like this before? I mean, you look around all the walls and go, look at all these posters.
I've never seen it. You can't even see his face.
How small are they? Look how much space is on the sides, how small the names are. They can't even put Nurmagomedov. They just put Khabib versus Ferguson. What are we doing?
I don't know. That seems. Are you sure that's a finished product?
This is what Tyron Woodley tweeted out to say this is the official poster.
They could have made the names bigger.
I don't know, but maybe this gives some credence to Tyron saying, I'm the worst treated UFC champion in history.
Yeah, it's
Just
funny
look
you say
around.
that every poster, the dudes are or females,
huge.
They fill up the entire poster.
There's no empty space on the sides.
Even
none.
Where's your UFC 100? Where's that one?
Next to Kenny Powers over there.
Okay, that was There's one, but that's a stack card.
6 people.
Wow.
This is part of letting people go.
The names are huge on that though. Lesnar versus Mears and Pierre.
Yeah.
Crazy. They are fucking racist, Matt.
they
hate the black man.
They do.
Next it'll be Mexicans, and it'll be Koreans and Japanese and Chinese. They hate everybody. There's small posters for all of you motherfuckers.
Well, I'm still kind of wondering if part of the sale of the UFC to this new group is to put the UFC out of business.
Why though?
So that the Fertittas can come back and buy it on the cheap. And somehow they're laundering money in the process.
You think it's all a scam?
I don't know.
Wow.
This is part of my conspiracy theory, but sometimes
I
I should build a little. It's our tinfoil hat time. We drop our foil hats on right now.
It comes down from the ceiling.
Or also I'll superimpose those in editing.
There you go.
I could probably do that.
Could have a little light that sticks out.
We shut the lights off.
Yes.
Tinfoil hat time. I always kind of felt like that. I mean, this is a perfect opportunity. Somebody's going to have to take it up the ass. Because you got the lawsuits.
Mm-hmm.
We're not treating people correctly. We got all these problems with the fighters. Can the whole thing implode? Is it possible for the whole thing to implode?
Of course.
I always thought it was like a bank too big to fail.
No chance. Anything can break. So, and Bellator is just getting stronger and stronger. They did absorb that in a heartbeat.
And I think you sent me the ratings. It was tons.
2.1 million or something tuned in. Yeah. For that last the Sonnen
Tito versus Chael Sonnen.
That's a big number for freaking Bellator.
Yeah.
So you never know.
And that's even bigger than whatever this one did. This one was one of the not so good UFCs. I think it was just over 2 million, but that was way down from previous ones in January, where it was like year over year. You try to look at it, was down.
Yeah.
I mean, the main event isn't something I was like, oh my God, I'm so excited to see. But you had Arlovski and Ngannou, Cerrone and Masvidal. I mean, solid fights. Should have drew some people. Not so much.
Nope.
What else you got?
Well, I was reading this week that Michael McDonald saving money from his second job to take a next fight in the UFC. Did you read about this?
I heard a lot of stuff about this one.
He apparently he got paid in his last fight, but he needed to take another one by the end of the year, and now he's got no money, and he can't afford to do a training camp. It's like it's not. We've heard this before. I think it's not a new thing. I recall like Shane Carwin talking about this before, where the pay is not as good as a couple other guys, but apparently he cannot. Literally, if they offered him a fight right now, he can't take a fight because he would be in the hole and cannot afford to do it. That's crazy to me. Doesn't that seem way messed up?
I'm trying to find him
Michael
because
McDonald?
Some people were saying he made like 100,000 in the last year, and that's kind of bullshit. And he's living with his parents, so there's some weird stuff going on.
He said he made $53,000 in the Lineker fight.
Okay.
Base pay of $23,000 plus a $25,000 bonus plus $5,000 from Reebok. So he's got taxes, training costs, other various expenses, probably hookers and blow.
But one fight he made over $50,000.
He only pockets 1/3 of
So
that.
how many
overall
fights
pay.
did he have? That's what I'm trying to look
I
up.
think 2, 3.
In the last year.
Yep.
So that's 150. If he got win bonus for each one. So how is he that fucking poor? So he won 1 out of his 3. So that's 50, 75. That's 100,000. So he made $100,000 in a year, less all his fees. So call it 50. And he can't live on 50. And depending upon where he's living, I'm calling bullshit on that.
I don't know.
I mean, they started a GoFundMe, but I think some of these people are just kind of crying poor when they're not poor.
You think so?
Yeah. And I think that goes back to the point of they sold for $4 billion. Everyone's like, oh, I need to get my piece of the pie. Like, I get it. I understand. Everyone's underpaid. Everyone's underpaid in my book.
We're even underpaid. Fucking A.
Yes, everybody's underpaid. I think everybody should be making hundreds and hundreds of thousands. But they're not.
Well, no. I don't know. I don't know what to believe on this story, but it sounds crazy. He's not the first one to say all this kind of stuff. So
That Carla Esparza.
Yep.
But she buys a $10,000 Sunday, and then she's trying to, or 1,000, 10,000, whatever. It's a fucking whatever it is. It's way too much
on it, man.
to fucking buy a Sunday, and then she's trying to sell her Harley, and Tito's trying to help her. Whatever.
Oh yeah, he's trying to help her. All right.
Yeah. Hey, I know chicks that were in the industry.
Yeah.
You know what industry they're in.
That's right.
You want to make $50 the hard way or the easy way?
There you
go. You want a crisp $100 bill?
There you go.
Anyways,
we'll see what happens with this, but
I hear what you're saying with
I got one more thing. Do you want to go or want me to go?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Chael Sonnen.
Yeah, it is.
I'm watching TV this week, and it happened to be, I don't really watch TV much, but I was working out, and I turned on the TV, and Apprentice comes on. I was confused because Arnold Schwarzenegger is apparently running the shit now. Not Donald Trump. He's
running a show.
Doing other things. So
it's kind of weird because the one guy was the governor of California, and now he's running The Apprentice. Another guy was running The Apprentice, and now he's president of the United States.
Totally weird.
Weird. Mind blown.
It's blown. So, and I'm confused. I didn't realize what I was watching at first.
Okay.
But then I see Chael Sonnen.
Yep.
And I'm going, that's really weird. Why is Chael Sonnen on this show? And I'm watching, and they got some issue. They're doing some Harry Potter shit, right?
Okay.
It's like some competition, like, I don't know, there's a gay guy. Maybe it's his manager. I'm not sure. I don't get the premise of who they put together. It looks like pro athletes versus somebody else. So they're doing some project, and he's sitting around. He's looking annoyed. He takes scissors and cuts the power cord to the computer they're working on because they're going to miss their deadline. And so he cut because that was the loophole apparently, and didn't tell anybody. He's just standing there and like, did you just cut? Nope, didn't do any of that. So they made their project and they were able to present. But then they go into the boardroom, and he's trying to explain to Arnold how, anything it takes to win. He's like, you get that, right? He's like, no, you're fucking fired. Like, get out of here. So I thought it was strange that he was on the show in the first place, but it's like, I wonder, like, is the gangster role just a role, or is he really that way, or is it?
He's a cheater,
right?
I mean, he's a lifelong cheater. What's the question? I mean, right there was one example. He said he was using God loads of PEDs. He tested positive for 4 different ones at the time he did. Claim, hey, nobody told me I couldn't do them or whatever.
Right.
I'm basically clean. Right?
Yeah.
And then he had all that real estate issue problem, whatever he did there. He's a lifelong cheater. So then when you see him versus Tito Ortiz and it looks like a questionable submission, everybody's got to question it. There's nothing wrong with questioning it. And then he's all like, why is everybody questioning it? Because you're a lifelong cheater.
Yeah.
Lifelong.
I'm glad you went this route because I was trying to bait you into that. Yes. Even on The Apprentice, he's cheating.
Right.
So.
It's not a surprise. I mean, once a cheater, always a cheater. People have told me that. Right along.
Interesting.
So Conor McGregor had his Q&A with Ariel Helwani, and I guess there were 5,000 people in attendance, and it was the same night as that UFC Denver show.
Oh, yeah.
He had some choice words for Dana White. He made an Instagram post, and he says, heading to a Q&A in front of 5,000 fans. You read that, right? That's more than UFC attendance tonight. and it's on pay-per-view, and he gives us an address. He says, fuck the UFC, fuck Floyd, fuck boxing, fuck the WWE, fuck Hollywood, and fuck you too. Pay me. Okay.
Did he get paid?
I don't know. Then Dana White replied, he said, if he wants to go down that road with us, it'll be an epic fall. So is this posturing by both sides, or do we have a legitimate rift here?
I think we got a rift. I think we do. I think it was building before, and the only reason it didn't blow up is because there was too much money on the table. And they got that fight that they needed to get done, and he wanted his belts. And I think that the guy is so just, I mean, look at how pissed off he got when they didn't have his belt. Remember that? Like, he was throwing a freaking tantrum in the cage. And
well, he's right. I mean,
no,
he's right.
He is right. But at the same time, it's like you got two guys who we just talked about, Dana, who are similar in personality, right? They want their way. They want their way. They want their way. You better give me my way or fucking give me my way. So how do you have that? You can't have that.
And you don't have this other person now. That's the challenge they have. So we're just going to butt heads until what? And the further problem is, so he got his boxing license, right?
Yes, he did.
And
so
McGregor thinks his next fight is going to be a boxing match against Mayweather. And now, since he got that boxing license, he thinks the Ali Act covers him. So, and he said, other UFC fighters can have a jiu-jitsu match, so why can't I have a boxing match? And he makes a valid point, and how do you think that's going to shake out? Because how can you say it's okay to have a jiu-jitsu match, but it's not okay to have a boxing match?
Refresh my memory on the Ali Act, if you could.
It's basically you can't have a contract that says you are stuck to this promotion.
Okay.
You can fight wherever you want.
So he thinks he can do what he
You can't have
wants.
an exclusive contract.
I gotcha. It is a valid point. Why can guys do jiu-jitsu? I mean, are we looking at potential damage? What are we...
But it doesn't matter. It's another competition that's not in the UFC. Because I see where he's going with this. Even without the boxing license. The boxing license just puts him under the Ali Act because now he's a boxer. He's a professional boxer, so now he's covered by that act. And Diaz did that too. And I don't know if he's trying to go down that route.
Is this the thing? Is this what guys are doing now? I think I've read news articles of some other guys are looking at. Is that the loophole now?
That's the
Let me get my
loophole.
boxing license. Now I got an Ali Act. Now you can't stop me from doing it. Why didn't they think of this before?
I don't know. Because some people don't think about these things, Ingo.
Oh, Jesus.
You gotta think about these things.
Yeah, but the confusion for me lies in this, okay?
Go.
You have your biggest star. You're literally the biggest star ever. Ever. Every time he fights, it's bigger. Every time. Why are you fucking with this guy? I don't understand.
Because you think the brand is bigger than the fighter.
It isn't.
I know it isn't, but that's what Dana White and the UFC always think. They always think the brand is bigger.
Wow. Remove Conor McGregor, remove John Jones, which is happening, remove Ronda Rousey.
Right.
Let's remove, who's left?
Who's your next biggest star? Can you even name them?
No.
Right.
What are they going to do in 2017?
Exactly.
Put on lackluster cards?
That's again where it goes back to the point where I think they're trying to tank the UFC. I really do. And then they're going to come back and buy it for
$12
million.
Just do it all over
again.
again.
We bought it for whatever, $1 million or $2 million last time. We're going to buy it for the same price again.
That's right. Turn it into make another $4 billion.
Yes. And launder it again.
Just keep doing it over and over. It's a sad story. I don't know. And the other thing I have a problem with big time is grown-ass men fighting on social media. Like, dude, that's some bullshit in the first place. Just talk to each other. I don't know. Throw down. Have a jiu-jitsu match.
More interesting to do it on social media.
Is it?
For the fans.
Seems cunty. I don't know. On both parts. I don't like it from either.
Well, they can't communicate. They never have. So that's what he's always gone. I'm retired. I'm retired. Fuck it. You just pulled me off of UFC 200. Fine. I'm retired.
Maybe Conor just gets drunk as fuck and just like, I'm going to tweet this asshole.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
He has more, responses to his tweet than what LeBron James.
Yeah.
Or whoever retired. I don't even fucking know anymore. It's another sport. I don't follow them.
Kobe Bryant? Kobe Bryant.
Thank you.
There's another tall black man who played
That's so
basketball.
racist.
I'm just. No, it's not. It's
I mean, I was being racist. I don't know. Anyway.
We're not racist on this show.
Not at all. Moving right along. So Jon Anik's daughter thought it was a good idea to carve her name into the side of their minivan with a rock. And then there's he Instagrammed a picture of that. And I thought, oh man, I wonder if she did a minivan bet with like one of her friends, just like Jon Anik did a tattoo bet, saying, oh, if Nate Diaz wins, I'll get a fucking 209 tattoo on my fucking arm or whatever. So I wonder if it's like daughter, like father kind of deal.
Is that a thing?
Did she do a bet with one of her friends? That if you're smarter than me, you get a higher test on this, higher grade on this test. I'm gonna fucking carve my name in my dad's SUV.
Why did he post that on social media?
I don't know. Why did he get a tattoo of 209 on his arm?
Because he had to.
Semi-retarded.
Because he didn't want to get his ass killed.
Oh, please. Really? Is that guy gonna? Is Nate Diaz really gonna come after him?
No.
And who's gonna own whose money? Please attack me, Mr. Diaz. I will sue you for everything. And I may or may not get a punch in.
That's right. You probably would enjoy it.
Huh?
You'd be like, this
If
is
he
the
came
coolest thing
me,
after. This is the coolest
I
thing.
wouldn't even sue him. I'd be like, fine, we're
Diaz
fighting,
is totally
motherfucker.
kicking my ass right now.
I'd be like, this is awesome. I will hit you at least once. You won't feel it.
Okay.
And I will get killed in the end. But at least I
You
will
can even
punch
catch him.
you.
He's probably way faster than you even
He's
think.
a lot faster. I probably wouldn't even be able to punch him. That'd be ridiculous. And it goes back to like Conor versus Mayweather. Same thing. Conor will never even touch him.
I don't think
this
so.
is
either.
not even happening. Because he was talking about I want 8 ounce, 10 ounce gloves. It's not going to happen. You're not even going to touch him. I think Freddie Roach was saying it would take Conor a good 5 years of just straight boxing to even like step in the ring and almost be competitive, but not. To not.
I take his word.
Just not even gonna happen.
On that one. He knows what he's talking about.
Do you have any other news?
I have nothing.
I don't think I have anything else. My stuff is so fractured.
Racist?
Well, of course. Ask the nuts. Cody Burgess asks, what does it mean for the future if Holly Holm loses at UFC 208? Does she retire due to a 3-fight losing streak? Does the UFC cut her and she goes to Bellator? Or does she keep fighting the contenders in the 135 and 145 pound divisions?
I think they need her for the bigger weight class. No matter what, she'll get another fight there. I think they need her.
Yeah, if she loses 3, I think they're going to market it as she's only lost 1 at 145 pounds. Because you're right. They don't have anybody else. Cyborg, we don't know how long she's going to be gone for. I'm still guessing a year. And you only have 2 women in that division right now.
You need more.
Unless someone else steps up.
Yeah.
So I think she sticks around. Gregory Fountain and Michael Brooks had similar questions, so I'm going to ask Gregory Fountains. Fans love Cowboy for his attitude of fighting anyone, anytime. Although we've seen him look great as of late, do you believe him fighting 2 times in 6 weeks played a factor in his performance last night?
Of course. I mean, that's a short amount of time.
Yeah, 6 weeks is a short time, and you know, just looking at the results, he was not there. No. Not there that night. And will we ever see Cowboy as a champion in the UFC?
Don't see it.
I don't know what it is. I think he's just trying to piss his grandma off. I hate to say that.
Yeah.
His grandma wants him to get the championship. And I think his grandma talked some shit to Masvidal after the fight. Like, why'd you have to do that to my grandson? Why you gotta be beating him up like that?
That's right.
That's not proper.
Yeah, well, it's the fight business.
It is. It's a hurt business. It's a fight business. So he will never be a champion in the UFC. Bellator, for sure. UFC, not so much. Mm-hmm. Brandon Mason asks, do you think JDS will beat Stipe again in the rematch? That fight was announced. I don't remember which card it's on. 210, 211.
Is it in Cleveland?
No. I don't know. But I'm saying no, because I don't think they're going to do 2 in Cleveland.
I would say no. No.
I don't think.
He doesn't beat him.
Well, fuck. I gotta look at the number of times he's defended the title. He's at 1. This would make 2. He could. So statistically, he can. But then he's losing this next fight for sure.
Mm-hmm.
He's either losing this one or the next. But JDS off the sauce, losing. There's a marked difference in his body. Go back and look at him pre-USADA and then look at him post-USADA. Night and day. Night and day. Jared Christensen asks, would you ever do an episode of The Nuts in front of a live studio audience or have a guest host?
Yes. I want to do that. So do a live audience.
Sure.
We get way more fucked up, though.
Well, we kind of. The funny thing is, we kind of did one when we did the Damian Maia and Caprito one. It was an impromptu live studio audience. I don't know how many people were there. There's
10, 12 maybe.
No, there were more than that. That was just on the side. But there's also a jiu-jitsu class in front of us.
Oh yeah.
With people stopping and watching, and then you have all the people inside. Plus, we're in a mall, so then you had to take on all the people outside. It didn't even fucking matter. And that was the first time we were actually like doing a show in front of a bunch of people, and it didn't even faze us.
Yeah,
like,
I love it because we even have crowd interaction right now. We could pass beers out, like we'd be all like, "Hey, what's up? Love you guys." That brings me back to Dig Nation. That's the start of my idea for the show, Dig Nation.
That's right. Yeah. And he also asked, if so, could I throw my hat in the ring for both?
Sure. Where are we gonna have the live studio audience?
I don't know, but 90% of the problem with having a live show or doing this in front of a studio audience, it's midnight central as we speak right now. We normally don't film until Sunday at 11 p.m.
We can change this.
Can we change this?
We can do something about this.
We can do this.
Yes.
All
right. It may not be every week, but we can do something about this.
All right, we'll work on that.
Yes.
Then Rigo Machado will close it out. It's time. Pound sign Nuts Rule. Pound sign Matt Rape Train. Pound sign Ingo Sugar Daddy. He says, you have been thrown back in time with modern technology at your hands. Would you rather try to educate and supply them with technology, furthering the advance of mankind, or try to conquer and control them with it, making you their god?
I don't want to be God. No thanks.
Oh, come on, Ingo.
Do you want to be God?
Take a taste of it.
No, I'm good. I'm good on that. You can have all the good things that that bullshit thing has by just helping other people. I think it'd be more of everything that you can possibly imagine if you make others better. I don't want to be God. That's a lot of pressure and the guilt and all that. No, thanks.
I'm gonna be God for 3 months.
Then
I'll share the wealth.
Okay.
But you have the power. Why don't you abuse it?
Because you probably can't stop at that point.
Well, then 3 months turns into 3 years. Fuck it.
Or forever.
Forever!
Until you're overthrown.
I'm a demon. They're going to kill you. After 1 month, they'll burn you like a witch at the stake.
Probably.
For sure. Would you rather have a 20% chance of dying right now or a 50% chance of losing an arm and a leg right now? Fuck.
So it's like the lesser of two evils?
I'll take the 20% chance of dying. I don't want to
What are my chances of dying right now anyways? Are they that high? Probably not.
Pretty not so good. 1%.
Yeah.
I think everyone's running about 1% all the time.
Losing a limb? Like just arms and legs, right?
Yeah, that was the option. 50% though.
50-50?
Yeah. No, it was 50% to lose an arm or leg or 20% to die.
I'll do the arm and leg.
I'm taking 20% to die. I don't want to live if I lose an arm or a leg.
No?
No.
Okay.
Although I could be like one of those fucking crazy Olympians with some super technology. But I don't want to have a scratch that I can't itch. Fuck that. I want to be able to jerk off with my left or my right arm. And I switch because I go left or my right arm. But I threw my right and my left arm up.
You lost me. But okay. I'm with you.
What is a mechanical hand going to jerk me off?
It probably could.
Or it could crush your dick, and then you've lost your dick and an arm.
You can find a woman that feels sorry for you to jerk you off.
But what if you lose your dick?
Well, that's why I asked.
Moving right along. Would you rather own a Lamborghini or 10 Toyota Priuses?
Oh, fucking Lamborghini all day.
And damn right.
Toyota Prius, my ass. That is the worst manufactured vehicle in the history of cars. Fuck that thing. Every time I see one, it just pisses me off on the road. I'm like, dude, You can listen, it's stupid.
What?
You drive that car like a regular car. It has shitty gas mileage. You drive it like an old person, like that's just had, bypass surgery and just stroke, and it just then it gets good gas mileage.
You can only turn right.
Yeah. What's the point of that car? It's like basically drive slower, save gas. Okay, great. But the thing this is the worst car ever. No, thank you. Fuck that. I don't want 10 of them.
What if you just burn them like the Joker?
Blow them up?
You don't even care.
That'd be cool.
All right. Fuck, marry, kill. MILF edition.
Oh.
Olivia Wilde, Kate Beckinsale, Jessica Alba. Here we go. Olivia Wilde.
I already know. I'm marrying her all day. That's not even a good picture of her. I'll take it though. She was on House for a long time.
Kate Beckinsale.
Yeah.
Jessica Alba.
That's not too shabby, Matt.
Where are you going?
That's a tough one. I'm gonna have to.
You're marrying Olivia.
Yeah, for sure. It's the eyes. It's got me there. I think I'm gonna have to kill this one. Kate Beckinsale.
Yep.
I'm gonna go ahead and play around with Jessica.
Okay. I'm killing Jessica. She's a little too skinny for me.
Okay.
I'm going to fuck Olivia and marry Kate.
Okay.
I like them vampire type movies too.
Okay. Yeah.
Even though they're kind of stupid, whatever those fucking ones she's in, I'm down with it.
Okay. That's fair.
Knowledge.
Olivia Wilde.
Knowledge, you've got the stuff. You got to pull them up.
My bad. Yes.
You still got. We're not pumpkins quite yet. So, did you guys see the Platinum Mike Perry doing the deadlift challenge?
What is the deadlift challenge? I see a lot of ass in this video.
Wait.
There's a lot of purple ass in this video.
I'm gonna pull it up.
Oh, jeez.
He has to deadlift a lot of weight, and then his chick fucking drills him in the stomach.
That's his girlfriend?
And or wife, I'm not quite sure.
Oh, man, good for him.
But why? I don't understand why people do this. Like, this is so not safe. Because say if he fucks up, he's dropping that on her bare foot. Like the weights on her bare foot.
Well, she should be more mindful about where she's putting her feet, but I guess she doesn't care.
No. She's pretty juicy too, so that's why I like that.
She had babies?
I doubt it. That doesn't look like a baby body. And when you see the next video, I'm pretty sure he killed all the babies. So then she's doing, she's just hanging off of the bar, and then it's time to pay it back a little bit. I don't know if you have any sound.
Okay. I have sound. I didn't want
to.
to.
Yeah, you can turn these on.
Oh my God, he's teeing off on her, dude. Oh, he's pulling him back a little bit. Not that last one. Oh my God.
Yeah. You can watch that again.
Dude, that's crazy. He was teeing off on her for a minute. What's up with this crazy ass shirt too? Is it like a weird?
Yeah, you gotta get the sound.
Oh, he's getting some meat.
Is this rape? I don't feel like.
That last one was a liver shot. Jeez. Okay.
You're like,
does it ever stop? Oh my God.
No, you're in perpetual Mike Perry versus the Platinum Perry.
That's crazy, man. It must be his wife.
Oh,
same last name, huh?
The stuff that goes on in that bedroom.
It's brutal.
Probably not legal.
Hey, I'm gonna get beat up a little bit.
Okay. Might like it.
Hey.
Oh, man.
Get a little banged up, literally. Anything else?
Nope, that's it. Shut it out.
That's been this week's edition of MMA Nuts. My name is Ingo Weigel.
Matt Griffith. Thanks for playing.